Welcome back to The Five. We're talking 2012 election candidates, and Iowa straw poll winner Michelle Bachmann has really been slipping far below Rick Perry and Mitt Romney in the polls recently. But this weekend, Bachmann said she's doing just fine and she's not worried.
I'm actively campaigning. This is a marathon, not a sprint, and I'm very confident that we're doing all the right things to be the Republican nominee for 2012.
You know, can I just say something?
Yes.
Politicians need to get better analogies. I'm so sick of the running one, the marathon, the sprint. Say, like,
right.
We're not knitting a glove, we're knitting an Afghan. Just something better, please.
I know they do tend to regurgitate the same line.
That's it for me. That's all I'm saying on this matter.
Does it make you worried, Greg, that the fact that if they can't think of new things to say, they won't be able to think of new things to do?
Yeah, it's scary.
It is a little scary.
He's losing sleep at night over that one, I can tell.
One of the things about saying about, a marathon, something that's been used over and over in politics, is it requires resources to go a long way in a marathon. And the problem Bachmann's going to have, unless she wins in Iowa, the money's going to dry up very, very quickly and coalesce around Perry and Romney. It's already coalescing around them. I don't think she's got much money. She spent a lot to win that straw poll. So I tell you, for her, it begins and ends on the night of the Iowa
You're
process.
right. She has raised a lot of money initially in this race. She raised more than Mitt Romney did. She was #1 in the last quarter. But some of these new polls, a Fox News poll shows Bachmann with just 4%. Kimberly, that same poll shows Perry with 26%. Also, the same Fox News poll asked voters to name the Republican contenders that they thought were too extreme. She tops the list at 18, followed by Perry at 14, Palin at 12. So, Bob said it was a two-man race earlier. Do you agree?
Let me tell you something. She was strong. I liked her right out of the gate. She's a filly with a lot of spirit. But now I'm telling you, she really got KO'd by Perry. When he came in, she lost steam. And I think right now we need to see her get back on top.
Eric, can she? I mean, I think anything can happen in politics.
Anything can, but she's going to really have to. And she does very well in debates, so she's going to really have to hit the ball out of the park in the next couple of debates, I guess, to stay in it. But I agree with Bob. I think it's Romney Perry.
Is it a Huckabee situation, Bob, where even if she wins Iowa, which she could, hoping to propel her through? I mean, she's not going to be competitive in New Hampshire, but could she then use that energy to get to South Carolina?
Well, let's keep in mind that she's not going to win New Hampshire. That Romney probably will. South Carolina still, although they're suing to get themselves just a pure Republican primary. Yes, she can win Iowa. Very close, but she could win it. But the problem is in South Carolina, independents are allowed to vote like they are in New Hampshire, and that's going to be a problem for her. Having said that, I think that, look, she took a double hit. Not only did she get no news out of that straw poll win, because Perry gets in the race, and then Pawlenty gets out of the race.
And another woman showed up in Iowa who hasn't announced for presidency, Sarah Palin, and she had some very interesting things to say over the weekend, gave us a quote that even Bob Beckel could love. Take a listen. Colorful.
Polls, man, they're for strippers and cross-country skiers.
Oh, boy.
You're right, Sarah.
You like her now. Look at that. Favorability of Bob just went way up.
I think it's a good analogy. I wonder where you learned it. I know where I learned it. I think that, look, she's right about polls can change and all the rest of that, but frankly, with the attention this race has gotten, these polls are pretty reflective of where it is right now. And what it tells me about Perry jumping up, look, Perry's got to go through 6 debates here now in the next 7 weeks. We're going to find out what kind of candidate he is. He's not been subjected yet to a debate.
You're absolutely right.
And we'll see what happens. You know, he could fall on his face.
Debates. He always comes out ahead.
But remember what happened?
He plays it safe.
Remember what happened in the other 2 debates is Romney was the front runner. No one took any shots at it. Everyone's just like, okay, he's the front runner, and they started talking about policy and Obama. If this is going to, I mean, think about how this plays out here. You got Iowa, then you have New Hampshire, and then you have South Carolina. Perry didn't go to Iowa because he was announcing his run for president in South Carolina. So I disagree with it. Even if Bachmann somehow pulls out a win in Iowa, once you get to South Carolina, Perry wins that one.
Yes.
I think he does too. And also, let's remember that Nevada is a closed caucus for Republicans. And in that state, I would surely give the edge to Perry. But again, we haven't seen Perry yet in action.
We haven't, but we've seen him take big shots, Greg. I mean, over the weekend, he took one of probably the biggest shots at Mitt Romney, saying he was the candidate most similar to Obama, which I've said before as well. And it stings if that's the man you're trying to...
It's not Huntsman? Jeez, that's rough.
More important, I have an idea for a strip club.
Oh, no.
Thanks to Sarah Palin, the North Pole.
Okay.
And it's called the North Pole. And the dancers dance around a a ski pole, and you have St. Bernards bringing you casks, little casks of whiskey.
You had to get animals involved,
You know,
right? Here comes
that's
Pete.
really
She's
good.
a hunter.
Yeah.
Well,
What do you think, Bob?
I
Ground
think
floor?
it's fine. Look, I've seen there's some stripper poles that are really good. First of all, it's tough. You should make fun of that.
Quite a workout, Bob.
It is a tough workout.
I've seen you.
It really is. Yeah, thank you. Have you ever seen them go upside down, coming down? Never mind.
Never.
All right, we got
another weekend. Sarah Palin's not in. So
That's true.
There you go.
Coming up, oh, that's
All
right.
One woman who's upside down oftentimes, Jane Fonda. She's got a case of rebel and regret. And considering her radical history, this may not surprise you. The Five will be right back.
Dance the pole.
I can't wait to fall in love with you. You can't wait to fall in love with me. It just can't be something.